This will be the largest celebration of Bhutanese life and culture ever presented outside Bhutan, by far. And we wanted it from the beginning to be representative of all aspects of Bhutanese society. I'm Preston Scott. I'm the curator for the Bhutan program for the 42nd Annual Smithsonian Folklife Festival 2008. The Bhutanese wanted a chance to present their way of life as much as possible. I thought the idea of a people-to-people experiential program that celebrated the arts, the culture, the traditions, the religion, all aspects of Bhutanese life would be enriching.
My name is Karmantin and I'm from Bhutan, and here at the center I'm participant staff assistant coordinator. For Bhutan particularly, I think it's a great opportunity to share our unique culture and heritage. We just had a historical event, the first election ever.
The country's small, it's surrounded by China and India. They're the only two neighbors, and working to maintain its independence. Culture and environment are very closely linked. And in many places it's talked about, but in Bhutan it's real.
Once I came here, people make time and drive a long ways to, go hiking somewhere. For me, in Bhutan you just step out of your door. Shangri-La is basically kind of like a heaven thing, and in a way Bhutan is kind of seen as a heaven because it has been isolated from the rest of the world for centuries, and a lot of the culture and heritage have remained intact.
We have a series of what we call sub-programs. Music and dance, which is both sacred dance performed by monks as well as more cultural or traditional dances we might describe as folk dances. Then something called Zorig Chusum. Zorig Chusum refers to the 13 traditional visual arts of Bhutan. And we have all 13 represented here in one place, which is even rare to see in Bhutan. Traditional medicine, monastic life, storytelling, also archery and recreation.
Bhutan is known for the archery. The way it's played is kind of like football or basketball here. It's a whole different game in Bhutan.
One of the things that most visitors to Bhutan remark about is the special style and the grace and art of the architecture. And one of the ideas behind the Lakan, or temple, is that it combines our architecture, monastic and ritual life, the religious life, art. Every square inch of that structure is carved or painted, all made by hand. But we saw it as a structure that symbolized both the spirit of the Bhutanese people and their faith, something that would be new and perhaps interesting to the visitors who would come, and it would also be the symbolic heart of the festival site, not just for Bhutan, but for Ness and Texas as well. One of the interesting things about particularly modern Bhutan is a concept that was developed by the fourth king, and he said that he wanted to lead his country in a way that would promote gross national happiness. And he really envisioned a different way of moving his country forward from what was essentially a medieval period to modernity, but in a way that would maintain a high quality or enhance the quality of life without abandoning tradition.
He was the one who basically wanted democracy for the people, so he was passing down his power to the people.
I think for the American people, particularly at this moment in our history, looking at where we've come and perhaps asking yourself where we're going as a nation, I think it would be an opportunity for the American people to reflect on our way of life, on the many gifts that America has and it represents to the world. But it's also the Bhutanese are posing a challenge to us too, in terms of thinking quite deliberately about what it means to build and to sustain a good society.